Supreme Court of Canada could open door to class action lawsuit against Uber CBC.ca. Pandemic takes a bite, Chuck E. Cheese files for bankruptcy, CTV News. All Lives Matter shirt removed from Walmart Canada's website after backlash, CTV News. Tucker's Marketplace won't reopen, chain says, Ottawa Citizen. Oil market optimism is entirely misplaced, oilprice.com. Minnesota sues Exxon, API for climate change, oilprice.com. 2021 Ford F-150 reveal, new Ford F-150 redesign, price, towing capacity, dimensions, specs and more, Edmunds. Watch, Virgin Galactic's Spaceship to Unity completes second flight from Spaceport America mission recap video Boing Boing. Banks get a $40 billion break from the Fed, The Street. Ian Mulgrew, no-fault insurance to kill thousands of BC legal support jobs, study says, Vancouver's